What's on, guys? Jason back my channel. Tonight we're doing a review for AEW Dynamite that finished at 9 o'clock finally. So let's get into it then. We have before the when the show started, there was a video thing on video package with AEW full gear and stuff to highlight what happened and stuff. So yeah, anyways, let's get into it then. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Um, from there, the theme for the Hurt Syndicate plays, and out comes a three-man group with Bobby Lashley and MVP in suits, while Shelton Benjamin is in his ring gear, presumably for the opening contest of the show. Before any match takes place, MVP gets on the microphone and talks about the Hurt Syndicate's dominance. He brings up Bobby Lashley's dominant victory over former AEW champion Silver Strickland at AEW Full Gear 2024 this past Sunday. I'm sorry, Saturday night. He calls Lashley the walking Armageddon and says he's the most dangerous man in AEW. MVP calls her syndicate the mercenaries of misery, and calls Shelton Benjamin the standard of excellence, and claims what the three of them do is clear and simple. We hurt people. The Her Syndicate theme, which repeats the phrase "we hurt people" over and over again, begins playing again. Per Continental Classic turning match rules, Lashley and MVP leave the ringside area and head to the back. Each match in the Continental Classic also has a 20-minute time limit. Mark Briscoe's theme hits, and the former ROH World Champion and member of the conglomeration makes his way out. Briscoe and Lashley have an intense face-to-face, nose-to-nose to stare down the aisle before the master of Redneck Kung Fu FU, whatever, makes his way to the ring. Briscoe sells inside the square circle as the Continental Classic tournament rules graphic flashes on the screen. The bell sounds for sure in this one. Alright. Fans immediately break out in loud damn boys" chants as Briscoe and Benjamin circle each other. Benjamin gets his hands on Briscoe early on and controls him coming out of the gate. Briscoe starts to fight back when he creates some space between the two. He lights the Hurt Syndicate member up with a variety of kicks and sends him out to the floor. He runs and leaps out with a kick to Benjamin at ringside. Benjamin gets back up and takes over, however, dumping Briscoe on his dome at ringside. With a suplex, Benjamin picks Briscoe up and rams him into the steel ring steps. Briscoe fights back and sends Benjamin face first into a steel ring post. He returns inside the ring. He hits the ropes to build up a full head of steam, and then dives through the ropes with a senton splash onto Benjamin. Back in the ring, Briscoe heads to the top rope, but Benjamin makes a quick single leap to join him on the top before launching him overhead with a throw-style superplex off the top. As Benjamin settles back in the offensive driver's seat, Excalibur talks us into a mid-match commercial break. When we return, Benjamin picks up the win to earn 3 points in the Blue League. So winner, 3 points, Shelton Benjamin. Okay. We have a segment coming out with Mercedes and Camille. After the match, the show heads to another commercial break. When we return, Tony Schiavone is standing at the top of the entrance area. He introduces his guests as at this time TBS champion Mercedes Moné and Camille. Moné boasts about being in the longest women's match in AEW history, and some say best women's match of 2024 with their win over Chris Stanlander at AEW Full Gear over the weekend. After she glows for a while, Camille ends up speaking up and telling her to shut up. Oh, thank goodness, man, because man, Mercedes Moné talks to him damn much. Anyways, she then tells the CEO that she no longer works for her and she can't fire her because she quits. Monet throws a hissy fit. The segment wraps up. Yeah. Alright, ROH World Championship. Chris Jericho, who is a champion, versus Tomohiro Ishii. Video package looking at the media coverage of Big Boom AJ and his big win over QT Marshall on the 0-hour pre-show at AEW Full Gear 2024 show. After it wraps up, we return inside the arena for our second match of the evening. Our theme for the Nueve, Chris Jericho hits, and out comes the reigning defending ROH World Champion for his latest title defense. Big Bill sells and on special guest commentary as a learning tree leader sells inside Square Circle. Now the Stone Pitbull Tomohiro Ishii makes his way out for his big title opportunity. The bell sounds official overrunning with this title. The two pick up where they left off in their latest in-ring encounter, trading never-ending chops back and forth. Literally never-ending, by the way. Several minutes worth of chops and nothing else. Ends up dumping Jericho on this dome with a big suplex. He gets in some more offense, but then Jericho takes over and in a scary spot dumps Ishii on his head on the floor. The referee stops the action briefly to check on Ishii and make sure he's okay. She waves off the ringside medical team and the action continues. Jericho takes the cover off of the commentary desk and blasts Ishii with it back in the ring. The two began trading chops again. Yep, it was non-stop trading chops. The match heads to a commercial break as the two continue trading chops. When we return, we see Jericho's mouth is busted open pretty good. He's bleeding pretty bad. Meanwhile, Big Bill is clearly reading a bunch of pre-written crap while on special guest commentary. Ishii gets his nose busted on the road to Jericho after two Jews effect. Alright. Alright, so winner is and still ROH World Champion Chris Jericho. Alright, backstage with Swerve Strickland and stuff. Backstage we see Renee Paquette standing by with Swerve Strickland. He talks about Bobby Lashley beating him at AEW Full Gear 2024 over the weekend, admitting that he hits harder than anyone he's been hit before. As he continues talking, Max Caster walks by laughing at him. Swerve stops him and asks if something is funny. Caster says, "Yeah, you." He then says he'll drop some bars on him. He starts doing so, but when he mentions Swerve's house being set on fire, Swerve snatches him up by the scruff of his neck and proceeds to beat him down in vicious fashion. He leaves him laying as Prince Nana tells Swerve they need to get out of here. The two walk off as the show heads to another commercial break. Alright. Alright, when we return to show, when the show returns, Tony Schiavone is standing in the middle of the ring when he introduces his guest. At this time, Heyman Page makes his way out and joins Schiavone in the ring. And yeah, so I have a Heyman Page segment here. Alright, Schiavone brings up Heyman losing to Jay White and attacking Christopher Daniels and Weird Yuta, and seemingly helping Christian Cage secure an AEW World Championship match. Page yanks the microphone out of Schiavone's hand. He tells Daniels if he gets in his way again, he'll knock him on his ass again, but next time he won't get up. He says as far as AEW Full Gear 24 is concerned, he held up his end of the deal with Cage. He says if Cage held his, he'd be going to Thanksgiving with the AEW World Championship around his waist. He tells Cage he failed, so he'll do tonight what he should have done himself in the first place. He says his intention is and always has been to be the AEW World Champion. He says it should have never been Swerve's, it will never be Christian's, and it always supposed to be his. As he continues talking, he is caught up by the familiar sounds of Jay White's theme music. Out comes Switchblade, who brings up bringing Heyman this past Saturday. What happened in this match at AEW Wrestle Dream. He says Heyman lost both of those matches, so if anyone deserves the AEW World Championship, it's him. As White approaches the ring, he is yanked off the apron from someone off camera. The shot changes to show is Pac. Pac then signals to Heyman in the ring, who is attacked from behind by Rear Yuta. Page and White end up fighting off Pac and Yuta. But then Page decks White. Page turns around into a big shot to the dome with a case by Marina Shafir. Alright, White recovers and grabs Shafir from a Blade Runner, but Jon Moxley hits the ring and chokes out White. Shafir then judo throws White and White throws White down, and she finishes choking him out. As the Death Riders circle around the two, they all start stomping away at an unconscious White. Pac blasts White and with a case. Alright, next match coming up, AEW Continental Classic Gold League, Claudio Castagnoli versus Ricochet. The Death Riders crew leads through the crowd the same way they came as they do. The only member who didn't come out with them, Claudio Castagnoli, makes his way through the crowd in his ring gear. Ready for the action. He sells inside the square circle for our first Continental Classic tournament about in the Gold League. A sleek AEW rules and it and 2004 pay-per-view trailer airs for the show scheduled for December 28th in Orlando, Florida. After it wraps up, Casanova is officially introduced by Justin Roberts. The theme for his opponent hits and out comes fan favorite Ricochet. He joins Casanova in the ring as his music dies out. The bell sounds official are running with our second match of three scheduled Continental Classic tournament matches on tonight's show. Casanova hits a big slam on Ricochet to start off the offensive lead. Ricochet starts to fight back and uses his speed and quickness to get in his first offense of the bout. Alright. After the action spends a few moments on the floor outside of the ring, Casanova sails back into a comfortable offensive lead. Back inside the ring, he goes for a cover, but only gets two. After Ricochet kicks out, the show heads into a mid-match commercial break as a turning tilt continues. When the show returns, we see Ricochet go on an offensive hot streak, but ultimately Casanova takes over and Donkey Kongs him a bit on the floor at ringside. The Death Riders member brings him back in the ring and finishes him off for the win. With the win, Casanova puts 3 points on the board. So winner 3 points, Claudio Casanova. Alright, we have a semi-coming with Adam Cole. Alright, backstage, Renee Paquette is standing by with Don Callis and Kyle Fletcher. They gloat about beating Will Ospreay at AEW Full Gear 2024. Callis puts Fletcher over as the new improved Ospreay 2.0, who is also better looking than the real assassin. Fletcher talks about the AEW Continental Classic belongs to him, and it gets started on AEW Collision later this week. After they wrap up, we return back inside the arena, where Alan Cole's team hits. Out he comes with the Undisputed Kingdoms, Matt Taven, and Mike Bennett. Alright, Cole talks about what MJF did to Roger Strong over the weekend and promises revenge on him. As he continues talking, he is caught up by the theme song for Kyle O'Reilly. O'Reilly comes out and says he wants to be the one to get his hands on MJF. Cole says O'Reilly was right, and he doesn't want his friends getting hurt because of him. O'Reilly says he's not doing it for him. He's doing it for Roddy. As they bicker amongst themselves off microphone, we hear some piano music. MJF then appears on the screen. He says next week there is an AEW Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal. He says he's not thinking about either of them. He's got other stuff in his future. He plays some music on the piano to wrap up. Cole says, "Then let me be the first to enter that battle royal. Battle royal." O'Reilly says, "Then let me be the second." O'Reilly and Cole have uncomfortable words off mic again, and O'Reilly walks off by himself. The show heads to another commercial break on that note. Alright, next match coming up, NJPW x AEW Wrestle Dynasty International Women's Cup Qualifier. Jamie Hayter versus Queen Aminata. When we return from the commercials, we see a look at the brackets for the Wrestle Dynasty International Women's Cup Qualifier, in which the winner will represent AEW at the match set for January 5th back at ringside. Jamie Hayter makes her way to the ring for next match before Queen Aminata follows suit with both women in the ring. This match gets underway. The two lock up, neither quite giving way until Hayter brings Aminata to the corner to force a break. They lock up again, ending at the ropes as ref calls for a break again. Aminata goes on the attack, but is caught by Hayter until the Queen turns it around to take her to the mat. Hayter gets a 2 count to break the hold, following up with an elbow strike to force the Queen toward the corner. She wears Aminata down, but not for long before the Queen fights back. This leads to a back and forth in the corner with Jamie Hayter laying in a flurry of strikes, only for Aminata to fight back with the chop. As the action continues, Hayter takes control by sending Aminata into the corner. On that note, we should get to a mid-match commercial break. As the match continues, when we return, we see Hayter and Aminata trading strikes back and forth, with Hayter getting the better of the exchange. Hayter gets Hayter aid for the win. After the match, Julia Hart return tease happens when the lights in the building go out and come back on. So winner and advancing Jamie Hayter. Alright. Mina Shirakawa we have a little interview thing that happened earlier today. Mina Shirakawa backstage. Renee Paquette is standing down with Mina Shakira. Shakira says, "We were introduced to the real Mariah May the last time we saw the two together." She says anytime anyone gets close to Mariah, she has to do that. She says, We all saw the real Mariah May, and now we're going to see the real Mina Shirakawa. As they continue talking out of nowhere, in comes May, who breaks some kind of glass, something over Shirakawa's head, and leaves her laying. She says she wants Mina after this wraps up. As Cabra says, after that interview, we just saw Mina was checked on by medical and has been clear, and thus for Mina, Shirakawa will challenge the Glamour Mariah May for the AEW Women's World Championship in 2 weeks at AEW Dynamite. Winner is coming 2024 on December 11th. We had to another commercial break. Alright, AEW Continental Classic Gold League, Darby Allin versus Brody King. Alright, main event time, guys. Alright, we return inside Enthros Arena where Brody King of the House of Black makes his way to the ring for our final match of the evening. A gold league bout in the ongoing AEW Continental Classic tournament. He sails inside square circle. His music dies down. The theme for his opponent plays. Out comes Darby Allin leaping to the ring as the commentators talk about the injuries he sustained during the car crash that concluded the AEW Full Gear 2024 pay-per-view this past Saturday night. The Bell Sounds official are running this one. The two lock up to get this one going, and then we see Brody shoving Darby out away hard to the corner. Darby responds with a shove of his own, but this only riles Brody up as he lays into Allin, propping him up against the ropes before chopping him to the floor. On that note, we had to a mid-match commercial break. When we return from the break, we see Larry 2 or 3 minutes of the action without a single peep from the commentaries. They finally return on the broadcast, but as Gabber and Tony Schiavone and Nacho McGinnis inform us that the audio for their commentary went out due to a cannonball that King hit on Allin on the floor. Yeah, they lost some audio around that. Anyways, as Scabbard does a speed read through the updated lineup for this Saturday's episode of AEW Collision, Allin starts to fight his way into the offensive lead with repeated high spots from the ring to the floor. On King, he climbs to the top rope for the third high spot in a row, connecting with his coffin drop finisher to King on the floor. Fans chant, "Holy shit!" as both guys are down and out back back in the ring. King takes back over. He slaps the dangle choke on Allin, who flips over into a pin attempt, but only gets to King resumes choking the life out of Allin, and then hoists him up and Donkey Kongs him into the mat for the pinfall victory with the win. King has 3 points on the board. Claudio Castagnoli comes out after the match. Castagnoli and King stare each other down as the Scabber announces the two will meet each other in the ring next week on AEW Dynamite in a Gold League AEW Continental Tournament match. That's how this ritual out there. Thanksgiving episode of AEW Continental goes out there. Thanks for joining us. Happy Thanksgiving and brand news. Alright, so winner, oh shit, come on. God damn it, stupid thing. Alright, anyways, winner and 3 points, Brody King. Alright, that was a good show tonight, so not too bad, but everybody was looking for the Continental matches and all that stuff, so, yeah, good show, not too bad. But anyways, yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you like it, and, so like, subscribe, hit that button, leave a comment and stuff. If you guys want to leave a comment, I don't care. So yeah, like and all that, and hope you guys in the U.S. and stuff. Hope you guys have a Thanksgiving and be safe. And I'll see you guys next video, right? And again, happy Thanksgiving. All right, laters.